If you think Arsenal's season has been perfect so far, then this debate is about to flip everything on its head. Because while the Gunners are sitting top of the Premier League and flying in Europe, one name is suddenly at the center of a storm that nobody saw coming, and that name is Victor Gyökeres. Welcome back to Gunners Updates, where we break down the biggest talking points around Arsenal. And today we're diving deep into a scathing assessment that has sparked serious conversation among fans, pundits, and journalists alike. A recent piece in the Sunday Telegraph has sent shockwaves through the Arsenal fanbase, with Miguel Sam Dean delivering a brutally honest analysis of Victor Gyökeres. The headline alone grabbed attention, labeling him as one of the worst strikers in the league and claiming the data backs it up. Now, this is a bold statement, especially when you consider Arsenal's current position at the top of both the Premier League and their Champions League group. Yet despite the team's success, there is a growing unease about the performances of their £64 million striker, who was brought in to be the final piece of the puzzle. The article points directly to issues that many fans have quietly noticed: poor movement in the box, an unreliable first touch, and a lack of presence in key moments. There is an argument made that Gyökeres has been occupying centre-backs and creating space for others, but with Arsenal's other attackers now fit and available, that excuse is starting to wear thin. This is where the pressure really begins to build on Mikel Arteta, because if everyone else is firing, can he continue to persist with a striker who isn't delivering the goals? To be fair, the criticism isn't lazy or sensationalist. The piece is measured, detailed, and grounded in observation. The headline may be aggressive, but the substance underneath it highlights genuine concerns. When you look at the goal return alone, it's clear there is a problem. Watching Arsenal closely this season, there have been moments that stand out, especially in recent matches where the ball has flashed dangerously across the box and Gyökeres has simply not been there. One moment in particular, a header back across goal that begged for a striker to attack it, summed up the frustration. He was yards behind the play, almost watching the moment pass him by. This is where comparisons to classic number 9s come into play. Former strikers have always talked about the need to gamble, to anticipate, to throw yourself into dangerous areas even if it looks risky. That instinct, that hunger, is what separates good forwards from elite ones. Gyökeres was signed as a traditional number 9, not primarily for pressing or link-up play, but to score goals. When those chances arrive and he isn't attacking them, questions are inevitable. Another issue that has crept into Arsenal's play is what happens when the ball goes into him. Too often, it doesn't stick. Attacks break down, momentum is lost, and the team has to reset. When Gabriel Jesus comes onto the pitch, the difference in energy and cohesion is noticeable. Jesus seems to knit everything together, offering movement, intensity, and a connection with the rest of the attack that currently feels missing when Gyökeres leads the line. Of course, context matters. Gyökeres is adapting to a new country, a new league, and a much higher level of competition than he faced in Portugal. That transition is never easy, even at 27. Yet one of the reasons Arsenal moved for him was precisely because of his age profile. This was supposed to be a win-now signing. In a summer that was all about finding the right number 9, Arsenal made a decisive shift. For months, the talk was about Benjamin Sesko, a younger forward seen as someone who could grow with the team. Then, suddenly, the plan changed, and Gyökeres became the man, surprising not just fans but rival clubs as well. That shift tells you everything about Arsenal's mindset this season. This is about winning now. The recruitment, the squad management, the urgency, it all points in that direction. Gyökeres was seen as the striker who would deliver goals immediately. However, his struggles have not shocked everyone. History shows that prolific scorers from the Portuguese league often find life difficult in the Premier League. There are countless examples of players who dominated in Portugal, but failed to replicate that form in England. That doesn't mean Gyökeres is useless. Far from it. He is functional, he works hard, and he contributes in ways that don't always show up on the scoresheet. But there is a sense that he doesn't quite look like a striker for a top, title-challenging side. He isn't the worst in the league, but he also doesn't scream elite. He feels, for lack of a better word, underwhelming, and that's a dangerous label for a striker leading the line for a team chasing trophies. The comparison with Sesko is also fascinating. Sesko faced many of the same concerns, higher level, new league, adaptation issues, yet signs are starting to appear that he's finding his feet. That naturally raises the question, should Arsenal simply give Gyökeres more time? After all, this is a team top of the league, top of their Champions League group, and deep into the Carabao Cup with him as a regular starter. Are they really carrying him, or is this just the cost of patience? One statistic from the analysis stands out more than most. Despite his incredible goal tally last season, Gyökeres didn't score a single header. For a striker of his profile, that is remarkable. It explains why Arsenal were attracted to his raw numbers, but it also highlights why his lack of presence in the box is becoming such a talking point. When quality balls are being delivered consistently into dangerous areas, someone has to attack them. The bigger picture here is fear. Not failure, fear. Everyone connected to Arsenal is terrified of blowing this opportunity. You can feel it in the stadium, see it in the reactions, and hear it in the debates. When those perfect balls are played into the box and nobody attacks them, it feels unforgivable. You don't need to be world-class to know that movement into those spaces is non-negotiable at this level. That's why Gyökeres' name keeps coming up. The statistics are poor, yes, but the timing makes it worse. Arsenal are right there, on the brink of something special, and every missed chance feels magnified. The concern isn't just about one striker's form, it's about whether Arsenal can afford hesitation at this stage of the season. When margins are this fine, every run, every gamble, every touch matters. And that is why this debate isn't going away anytime soon.